Welcome back, YouTube. It's your boy Ed. Welcome to the Haven. We're going to be discussing reliability of a pistol, and for your first time gun owners, what type of gun do you really need? So stay tuned. Let's get it. Alright, so let's discuss what type of handgun or what type of gun you need, period, when you're thinking about purchasing. I know a lot of individuals try to lead and steer all first-time gun owners in certain directions, especially if you've been an experienced and established shooter or established person that has been around guns, handled guns, shotguns a lot. You have a certain, brand or company that you feel is more reliable than the other, just because that's something that you've been used to or have shot. So I'm coming to you just to let you know these are my opinions, just what I think as far as when your first time gun owners are going out and purchasing a gun. So just think, alright, what are you needing the gun for? So what are you going to be using the gun for? Alright, so let's think. Are you going to be using a gun for personal use, so personal defense? Do you need a gun for home defense? Are you needing a gun to go hunting? Are you wanting a gun, a gun for target practice? So again, what are you needing that gun for, that firearm for? So always keep that in mind, those four things. Keep that in mind when you're going out or even searching for a gun that you want. Now, for me, again, when I bought my first gun, it was more so, like I've spoken in my first video, I was 21. And I was like, hey, I'm 21, I can go purchase a firearm. I wasn't thinking, what I would be using that firearm for. I've never been in any type of danger. I've never been in any type of issue where I felt like I needed to, protect myself with a weapon. It was just a spare of the moment thing. Hey, I'm 21. I can go out and purchase a handgun legally. Let me do that. So just upon further investigation and reading more and doing my research, I came across those four things that I wish I would have known when I purchased my my first gun. Now, I didn't purchase a bad gun. I'm not saying that, oh, I shouldn't have gotten the gun I got. I'm glad that I got the gun that I decided for myself, but I wasn't thinking, is it going to be for personal use? Is it going to be for home defense, hunting, or target practice? So, with that being said, always keep those four things in mind. Again, those are, my opinions on what I think you should be thinking about before you purchase a gun, or even when you're going to look for a gun, if you have what you have in mind, it's going to make it that much easier. Next, when you're purchasing a gun or going to look for a gun, so let's play the scenario. You got what the type of gun you have in mind. You have the reason why you need that particular gun. So let's go. Let's play this. Let's go. You want a gun for home defense. You're not thinking about everyday carrying. You're just thinking that, hey, I would like to have something at home if anything happens, just for that comfortability. So you go to the store, the gun store. You're browsing around looking for pistols that you want for your home defense. What's next? What are we thinking about next? What are you needing that pistol to do? Because there's a influx of pistols once you go in there that serves different purposes and has different things that make them better than the next. So, what are you needing that pistol to do? 1, reliability. Once you pull that trigger, is the gun going to go bang if you need it to? Reliability. You want a handgun that is reliable. Once you pull the trigger, it will go bang every time. Does that pistol have to be thousands of dollars? Does that pistol have to be $500? Does it have to be $300? What? Does it matter? You also need to think, does the firearm fit your hand well? Is it comfortable in your hand? So get that firearm in your hand. Is it comfortable? Can you feel yourself holding it? Does it fit your hand? Does it feel comfortable in your hand? Think about that. Don't just go in there and say, "Ooh, I like that. That's the one I want. Let's go. Let's go, ring me out." Without even holding it. And if you're able to, rent it. Go to the range, rent it, shoot it to see if you like it and can handle it. Because the last thing you want to do is purchase a firearm, go back to the range, shoot it, have a negative experience because you're unable to handle it or it has too much recoil for you, that it now turns you away from shooting or owning a handgun. So if you're able to, rent it. See if you can handle it. See if you like it. See if it shoots well for you. It doesn't matter what the other person is thinking. Or, hey, get this one because this is the one I have. You know, I haven't had any problems with it. It's a great gun. It handles very, very well. You get it. You're not getting the same experience. You're having a totally different experience with the gun that you purchased because so-and-so said this is the best gun, I think you should get it. Go to the range, rent it, run it. If you like it, then you can purchase. My recommendation. Next, that ties in with my last point, the ease of use. Is it easy to use for what you're needing it for? All right. The caliber. What caliber are you wanting? There's a lot of different calibers. Some calibers have more recoil than other calibers. So what caliber are you needing? All right. Skill level. What is your skill level? That should be another thought process you should be thinking when you're purchasing. If you're not a skilled shooter, why are you going and getting a very, very skilled gun that you probably won't be able to use? So what is your skill level? If it's your first time, probably get something that's, more reliable and the cost is a little bit less. Capacity. In this magazine here for the Smith & Wesson is 16 plus 1. So high capacity 9mm. Think of the capacity. Alright? So my first purchase, again, something that started this channel for me. We're going to clear it to make sure that it is clear. Safety, always. So we can see the gun is indeed clear. Nothing in the chamber. Pointed in the safe direction. So what we have here, if you saw my first video, we have the Smith & Wesson SD9 VE. My first 9mm that I purchased, my first handgun that I've purchased. Holds a lot of sentimental value to me. I'll never get rid of it. I like it, but that's just me. Very reliable gun. Haven't had any issues with it. Just recently, just took it to the range again. Put through another 250 rounds through it in that range session. I was shooting some of my other guns as well, but I was shooting this with another pistol, full-size pistol of mine, and I was just doing a comparison. Which one I shot better, which ones I like better. Again, I'm not a professional shooter. I'm still new, but I'll let you guys see, my target compared to the other pistol that I was shooting. But the Smith & Wesson SD9 VE, very reliable for me. I haven't had any issues with this handgun. I used it for home defense, or I use it for home defense. In the winter times, I do conceal carry it when I'm wearing bigger clothes. The reason why I chose Smith & Wesson, because it is a brand that has been tested and has stood the ground. They've been making guns since 1852, so they have a proven track record. So that's why I decided to go with the Smith & Wesson SD9, and it didn't break the bank. So it was a very, very affordable gun for me at the time. It was high caliber, so again, came with 2 magazines, holds 16 rounds plus 1 in the chamber, so I got 17. Very high caliber handgun. So, with that being said, it doesn't matter what handgun you get if you don't take it out, test it, and actually practice with it. You're going to shoot. I know I have a guy that I speak with that can shoot a budget-friendly gun just as well as he can shoot a high, expensive level gun. It just depends on if you are practicing with that handgun, or any gun for that case. You have to go out, you have to practice. You can't just think, oh, this gun's better than that gun, so it's going to shoot better, if you've never shot a gun, period. So you have to go out, you have to practice with it, get comfortable with it. So, again, I'm not a professional shooter, developing my skills when it comes to shooting. But I did take, my SD9 out, and I shot it along with another one of my handguns that's a little bit more expensive, that has more accessories to it. Still trying to improve my skills as far as using the iron sights when I'm shooting, so the 3-dot setup. So these are your iron sights. I have the 2 white and the 1 white in the front, 1 white in the front. So I'm still trying to develop a better skill with using my iron sights and not heavily depending on optics. But you know, that's just me. You know, you have a lot of guys out there that, you know, stand by optics. I did want to get this my slide optic cut, but I decided against it. I wanted to keep it bone stock, so it forces me to use these iron sights when I'm taking it out at the range and shooting it for practice, so I can develop shooting with iron sights and not just always putting the optic on my gun and, you know, using the optic. But I took it out, and as you can see here, I'm not the best shot. I'm not the worst shot. I do have, you know, some bullets that were totally off with the SD9. You know, with the SD9 I had, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots that were off. But for the most part, you know, I was pretty centered with it. You can see here, if we're looking, I was shooting my 2.0, my Smith & Wesson 2.0, which I will reveal later. Do another video on that later. That's, you know, one of my favorite handguns that I've purchased. But I shot them together, and as you can see, I didn't do too bad with the SD9. Of course, there's, you know, always room for improvement, especially for, you know, a guy like myself who's just now getting into it. But I wanted to show this so my viewers could see a budget-friendly gun can do just as well as a high-level expensive handgun. It just depends on if you're taking it out and if you're practicing with it. So you can see, you know, my SD right here, almost hitting the ball. I was almost at the bullseye, right next to my 2.0, and my 2.0 actually has an optic on it. My SD, I'm shooting with iron sights. So as you can see, again, not too bad, not too bad. Still, I need to improve a lot. My grouping seem to always, you know, land towards the bottom left. So if any of my viewers can give me any type of recommendations for how to improve that. I always seem to hit bottom left. That's where, you know, most of my groupings are, as you can see. Bottom left. But again, Smith & Wesson SD9 did his budget-friendly pistol, did just as well as an expensive pistol that I had. So it just depends on if you're going out, you're practicing, increasing your abilities with the purchase, handgun, or whatever gun you're deciding to go with. So short video. Don't want to take too much more of your time. Like, subscribe, comment, share, and I look forward to sitting down with you guys again. Take it easy. Hobson's EDC Haven. The Haven, baby. Let's get it.